Have you ever wondered about the roots of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors? This is where psychology comes into play, unraveling the complexities of the human mind. It's a fascinating field that delves into why we think, feel, and act the way we do. Within this broad discipline, there are major currents, each offering unique perspectives. These include structuralism, functionalism, psychoanalysis, behaviorism, humanistic psychology, and cognitive psychology. Journey with me as we explore the major currents of psychology. In the late 19th century, psychology took its first formal steps with structuralism and functionalism. Structuralism emerged as the pioneering school of thought, championed by Wilhelm Wundt and Edward Titchener. It aimed to dissect the mind's complex processes into their most basic elements, much like a jigsaw puzzle. Imagine breaking down a thought or emotion to its tiniest pieces to understand it better. Soon after, functionalism, led by the likes of William James, entered the stage with a different perspective. Instead of focusing on the components of mental processes, functionalism studied the mind in action. It was concerned with how our mental and behavioral processes enable us to adapt, survive, and flourish in our environment. Think of it as understanding a car by seeing it in motion, rather than by examining its parts. While both currents have their critics, they laid the groundwork for future psychological theories. As we stepped into the 20th century, psychology delved deeper into the human mind with currents like psychoanalysis and behaviorism. Let's start with psychoanalysis, a theory pioneered by Sigmund Freud. Freud's work focused on the unconscious mind, a realm filled with desires, memories, and experiences that he believed influenced our thoughts and actions. His theory suggested that these unconscious elements could manifest in dreams, slips of the tongue, or neurotic symptoms. Freud's psychoanalysis gave birth to the concept of free association, where patients would express their thoughts freely, and the analyst would interpret these thoughts to uncover hidden, unconscious desires. This method was revolutionary and paved the way for talk therapy as we know it today. Psychoanalysis, with its emphasis on the internal mind, offered a stark contrast to the next major current we're going to discuss: behaviorism. Behaviorism, championed by psychologists like John B. Watson and B.F. Skinner, argued that psychology should be the study of observable behavior rather than the internal workings of the mind. Behaviorists believed in the power of the environment to shape behavior and dismissed the idea of an inaccessible, unconscious mind. In their view, behavior was a response to stimuli in the environment. This led to the development of techniques like conditioning, which Skinner used in his famous experiment with pigeons, demonstrating that animals, and by extension humans, could be trained to behave in certain ways. Behaviorism had a profound impact on psychology, steering the field towards empirical and observable evidence. Its principles have been used in various fields, from education to advertising, illustrating how our behavior can be influenced and manipulated.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps me out. And if you know anyone who might like this video, please share it with them.
Psychoanalysis and behaviorism, though fundamentally different, both had significant impacts on the field of psychology. They pushed the boundaries of our understanding, forcing us to consider both the hidden depths of our unconscious mind and the observable behaviors resulting from our interaction with the environment. These currents challenged previous theories and expanded our understanding of human behavior. In the mid-20th century, humanistic and cognitive psychology emerged as significant currents. As we delve into the realm of humanistic psychology, we find a perspective that emphasizes the inherent goodness in people. It's an approach that veers away from pathologizing the human experience and instead focuses on personal growth and self-actualization. Humanistic psychology seeks to understand individuals through their unique lens, placing a premium on personal experiences, subjective perceptions, and the pursuit of self-fulfillment. This perspective gave rise to client-centered therapy, a therapeutic approach that positions the individual, not the therapist, as the expert on their own experience. It shifted the therapeutic landscape, allowing individuals to explore their potential, recognize their strengths, and work towards self-fulfillment in a supportive and non-judgmental setting. But the currents of psychology didn't stop flowing there. Cognitive psychology arose, shifting the focus from the subjective experience of the individual to the intricate workings of the mind. It emphasized mental processes such as memory, problem-solving, and perception. Cognitive psychology sought to understand the mind as an information processor. a perspective that opened up new avenues for understanding human behavior. This perspective has been instrumental in our understanding of how we interact with the world around us. It has shed light on how we form memories, how we solve problems, and even how we perceive reality. It's the reason we now understand that our perception of the world is not a mere reflection of reality, but a construct of our mind, shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and cognitive processes. Moreover, cognitive psychology has greatly contributed to the fields of education, therapy, and artificial intelligence, providing valuable insights into how we learn, how cognitive distortions can lead to mental health issues, and how we can design machines that mimic human thinking. These currents, humanistic and cognitive psychology, have not only shaped the field of psychology, but have also influenced our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. They have provided a more holistic understanding of human nature, acknowledging both our inherent goodness and the power of our minds. These currents continue to influence psychology, providing a more holistic understanding of human nature. So, we've journeyed through the major currents of psychology, but what does this all mean? Well, it's like we've been on a grand tour of a vast and fascinating landscape. We started with the structuralists who laid the groundwork for psychology by breaking down human consciousness into its most basic components. They were the first to argue that our thoughts, feelings, and perceptions could be studied scientifically. From there, we moved on to the functionalists, who shifted the focus to the purpose of our mental processes. They posed the question, why do we think, feel, and behave the way we do? This was a major shift, from what the mind is to what the mind does. Next, we delved into the world of psychoanalysis and behaviorism, two currents that took very different approaches to understanding the human mind. The psychoanalysts, led by Freud, looked inward, exploring the hidden recesses of the unconscious mind. The behaviorists, on the other hand, focused on the observable, studying how our environment shapes our behavior. Our journey then brought us to humanistic psychology and cognitive psychology. The humanists emphasized personal growth and self-actualization, while the cognitive psychologists returned to the study of mental processes, but with a focus on how we process, store, and retrieve information. Remember, understanding these currents not only helps us appreciate the complexity of human behavior, but also allows us to see how far we've come in our journey to understand the human mind.
Video, please share it with them.